Hello, gentle friends, and welcome back. It's time to head into the final week of the training grounds with my Kislev team, the Dashing Haberdashery. It's going to be a grand old time as I make sure that all my stream stuff is set up and working. Lovely. So this team which I'm playing up against, the Wood Elven team, is a pretty nasty team that I would be honestly kind of happy to not be facing up against under any other circumstances. It looks like my team values are a little bit wonky. Maybe I need to rerun something there. Oh no, and my restream client is also not working as well. It's been a while since I've done any streaming, so I guess that's fair enough. The things aren't quite working as they should. Select all the buses. You're having a giraffe. There we go. Alright. So I probably want to... I don't know. I will receive the ball. So the biggest thing that's changed for my current team as I attempt to fix the TV calculator, didn't realize coming to this one, it was broken, is that I've now got piling on my team. But that's not the only thing. Why? You might look upon these skill things and say, what's this? Writing on my Blood Bowl icons? I won't have it. But yes, thanks to a lot of help from the REBBL Blood Bowl channel and a hell of a lot of trying over and over again, I've eventually managed to successfully get custom icons into the game. They're a little dim for whatever reason, so that's something that needs to get figured out somehow, which might just be a case of making the base ones overly bright to compensate. But yeah, we're in the mix, and hopefully we're going to be able to cause all sorts of trouble. So, with 2 guards, I'm actually going to be able to get some damage done, hopefully. Right, where's my piling on guy? Not that one. Where? Oh man, the icons are really hard to see. Okay, so piling on is here. Okay, and then everyone else can be punchy, punchy, punchy. Who's... someone's... that's right. It's got a hold of me as 1 SVP from leveling, so they're going to level by grabbing hold of the ball and passing it to this fella here. Everybody else can just more or less do as they please. I really like to get to pain to score, actually. The big thing that this team has got going for it, the Wood Elven team, I think we'll have to go for just upgraded skills, is they've got 2 ridiculously strong war dancers. So actually I need the guy to collect the ball is the guy with sure hands, because they've got strip ball absolutely everywhere. Both their war dancers are built to optimum capacity. They've got themselves tackle, they've got themselves sidestep, and that's right, we can even read what those skills are without having to know what the icons are, even if we can't read any of the other icons. But potato patata. Let's call the whole thing off. Alright, so okay, so that's... yeah, that looks okay. Alright, let's give it a try. And hopefully, no more shenanigans. I don't expect remotely to win this game, but I'm hoping to at least get some SCP out of the whole deal. So I'm going to definitely be doing stuff which isn't necessarily optimal by any stretch of the imagination, but at least we'll be okay. So my team just really isn't very well set up to take on this one, because they've got tons and tons of dodge. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, well that's something. The reason I've gone for the particular setup I'm looking for now is to hopefully get a 2-die block onto the tree man, and then then piling on them, which isn't the most sensible of ideas, but I seem to be going alright so far. Hey Death Spider, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'm trying to remember now. Oh, double scores. Good thing I've got 5 rerolls. Alright, so let's go pile onto this guy. I need 11, jeez. Alright, let's give it a try. First ever piling on! And it did pretty well. But this is a player that's basically impossible to break their armor on. Death Spider, how's it going? I hope things are well with you. So this has been a bit of an experiment. Oh, that's right, you started your league over, so you're playing Wood Elves now. Well, hopefully you can pick up some stuff from Burner, because I think they look like they're a pretty good coach. Alright, so let's move up our guys here. Let's see. So I probably want to make a blitz that's going to allow for me to get some mileage, get my bear moving in some fashion. So let's do that now by getting 2 assists and then going for a blitz onto this bio. We're going to push him back so he ends up next to Pain. Okay, that's fine. He's good to stay where he is. He'll move up here 1. Actually, no, he'll move up here 2. Because we've got very specific plans in place here, which involve moving our bear. Yes! Over to here! Good job, stuffing. Alright, so the SPP farming is going to start in earnest, as just make sure that everyone's where they need to be. Stand over here, and this one's going to get in the way. So Death Spider, how many games have you got into your league with your Wood Elves? I know you said you were kind of new to a lot of the stuff, so that seems like quite a big departure from what you were going for previously. Oh, no game so far. Do you know who your first game is up against? As the reroll pickup will fail, but oh, back up again. And the stand-up was a success as well. Well, shucks. I probably won't get another chance to knock over the tree man, and I won't probably be able to get away my Pyleon guy either, because now he's stuck in a situation where he needs to get 4 assists to be able to get a hit onto the tree man. He probably can go for the 2 red dice. It's a stand firm player, which isn't ideal, but they don't have block or dodge, so it's not out of the question I could get a knockover on them. And he's also got the ability to jump up and make the block, so I'll give it a try. So this is the reason I went for Pyleon rather than Mighty Blow, which is probably the more prudent option, and certainly seems to be the more received wisdom. It's because I've got the jump up built in. Try one more dance, one treatment, to see how it is to have the big guy from the start. I would probably look up in Death Spider, I'd look up how to use the treatment effectively, because right now they are doing a pretty good job against my team of absorbing pressure. Oof. Oh no, to pain. Okay, survive the experience. So I've got my guard guy here. Instead of here. Hey Shinsuke, how's it going? Oh wow. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Shinsuke and Death Spider, I don't know if you were here for when I was initially talking about this, but check out this. I have got custom skill icons in the game now. Because I always got confused as to what each one was. Tackle, sidestep. I haven't done all of them yet, but they've all got little names on them. How exciting. Now it's a little less confusing as a game. It took me so long to get it in, and it was... I'm trying to remember who it was who eventually figured out what I needed to do differently, which was basically just import by a different method, because the traditional method just wasn't working for me. Popsicle. Popsicle was the person who helped me out. So, all credit to them. because I was losing my mind trying to get that figured out. Okay. We can go up there and biff that war dancer. Ho ho how has no meaning. Shinsuke, thank you for the good vibes you're sending my way. I do appreciate it. So this is a training grounds game. It does not matter if we lose here, and I probably won't end up playing against this team ever again either, so I'm not overly worried if they end up getting like a million SVP from this game. Yeah, Shinsuke. It was theoretically, this is the first time I've ever modded a game. This is the first time I've ever managed to get anything that I've changed about a game into a game. And that's kind of cool. Right, I'm going to need to send back some reinforcements. Because shenanigans are occurring. I would get a 2-dot. Let's see. Right now it's 4, 5. I get a 1 dice block if I got an extra assist in. Alright, well, with the failed pickup, I have to now start playing a lot more defensively. So, bringing all my guys back from far outfield. And I guess I'll... Actually, marking his War Dancer with anyone but the bear is a bit of a waste of time because he dodges the way on a 2+ with a reroll. So, whatevs. Let's get this geezer up. I think I'm going to make the attempt here. Let's see, if I make a hit on him, let's give it a try. Okay, that's the best result we could have gotten. Which means I've now got an extra assist, which means this pop-up block will be a 1 dice block. Pretty sick. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually totally okay with that because I can now make a second hit on you. And this time it's for keeps. And hopefully this time they'll fail to make the pickup, fail the jump up. Alright, oh, a 2-die block, huh? What is that? Oh, it's because they're a strength 2 catcher, okay. Sick! Oh man, dice are loving me today. I've already managed to knock out one of their players, and now I've injured another one as well. Oh boy. Yeah. That's a apothecary burnt very early. For D the Desperate Raven. What great name. D the Desperate Raven. Okay, let's blitz with this geezer here. Run up to here. And yes. Oh damn. Well, that saves him having to make a pass because he's just leveled up and he's going to get dodge. He's going to be the belle of the ball. Good job. It's got a hold of me. Alright, so far, 1 elf injured, 1 elf knocked out. So Death Spider... Oh, you play Orcs first with your Wood Elves. Oh boy, that's going to be tough. Like, my team's doing pretty well on the whole making a mess of things aspect right now, but the Orcs will be a whole different level. Right. I'm kind of semi-tempted to foul the Treeman, but without 5 assists, I think it's not going to be worth it. But I think I will certainly start getting a bit more aggressive. I'm going to bring back my catcher because I've got all the time to work with. Yes, hope you can get 2-turn touchdowns. Death Spider, I really recommend reading up on how to do 1-turn touchdowns and practice them using any kind of online tool you can find. Like there's Blood Bowl formation tools and things you can use just to practice what happens when you do, X, Y, Z, do the 1-turn touchdown. Because if you don't have that in your wheelhouse, then you're going to find it a lot harder to get stuff done. It's still something that's not very likely to work, but if you don't know how to do it, it will definitely not work. Alright, so far so good. So we've got Desperate Raven, who's out with guard and block, so that's a very, very good player. I would love to have a player like that, personally, because the Kislev team, they've got these catchers who are really, really good at leaping. Oh gosh, another stand-up and another take root success. Gosh. Life is pain, man. Okay, so guard pieces up against each other. At this point, the only player who's reasonably able to get the ball is the sidestep guy who's miles away from it, so that's pretty good. I think the Wood Elves might fall back and start consolidating again. You used to do it on the Dark Elves. Oh, cool! I didn't realize Dark Elves had the capability of doing a one-turn touchdown. They've got like movement 7, right? Is there a movement 8 player on the team, or did you have a movement up? Or maybe sprint, sure feet? It seems like it's something worth having. And I don't think there's any kind of nerf or anything to that kind of style of play in the in the 2020 Blood Bowl. If it wasn't for for COVID, I would be of the mind to think that maybe we'd actually get to see Blood Bowl 3 this year. I think it's anyone's guess at this point. I suspect that if the original plans were to try and coincide them together, it's really going to depend on how well the Blood Bowl 3 studio is able to figure out. Oh, hello. It's going to be a run round. Oh no, it's going to be a hit onto my sure hands guy. That makes sense. But he's too tough, too strongo, too much of a pair of trousers. Interesting. Yeah, Death Spider, I'd be very interested to hear. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm going to hand off to my guy anyway. Or no reroll now. So dodging with the straight. Oh, it's an elf with dodge. Never mind. So the ball isn't away, home, and free right now. Ooh, a 2 dice block against my bear. I like your style. It reminds me of me. So the Death Spider, this is a good sort of illustration of what the Tree Man is going to do for you as a Wood Elf coach, which is just absorb a lot of punching. And I mean, that's what's happening right now, so. Ooh, wow, that was bold. Okay, so now, instead of being able to dodge away, well, no, actually, all I need to do is make a hit onto the Dawn Keeper, and then I will be able to hand off successfully. I didn't even have to use Diving Tackler. Lovely. Alright, let's lock down some players. We can. We can! And we will. Okay, let's bring this guy up here, and then we can actually free up one of our blitzers to go. Oh, excellent. Piling on. I mean, it seems rude not to. Whee! Okay, let's move that one up there, and then we can free up our handoff. Wow. Well, this is on the day that this doesn't matter in the slightest. The dice are favoring. Lovely, lovely. Alright, let's move up to somewhere we can be pretty secure. So, let's see, Pain, who's over here, is actually the real person we want to get the score onto. So we'll have to see if our opponent is going to be obliging enough to provide for that. This is a player we can successfully block off. Alright. I mean, I'm going to get Elves up in my business there. But I don't think there's too much I can do about it. I guess... Let's see, who's got the ability to actually do anything? So, any of the Elves from the top can reach around, any of the Elves from the bottom can reach around as well. I'm more concerned about the War Dancer, I think, than anything else, so I'll leave it as it is. Let's see what happens. Alright. Oh, excellent. Take root finally did fail. So they are held in place, but they did stand up successfully, which they've managed to do every one of these ones so far. Curse them. I'm interested to see how the 2 red dice against the treatment goes. Okay. Oh boy, that's ambitious. It is wrestle though, so fair enough. So hopefully their dodge won't go so well. So I've marked up the War Dancer with the -3 to their dodge. They could always leap away. Okay. Okay, well there's no more minuses to the dodge anymore. So let's see how it goes. So at this point I just need to try and disengage from the treatment and then effectively they're just gone. Because of the take root. Interesting. So I probably want to go around this side as I'm trying to, well, I'm trying to sort of link up with stuffing and the pain. As much as I've got a lot of room to advance over this side, I think it makes sense to try and get away. If Bear Friend stands up this time, or next time, it's going to be a lot easier. We'll see how this blitz goes though. So 2 dice looking for... Ooh! Those are some not great dice. Oh, that's nice, that's where I was planning on going. Okay. And then I'll guess I'll be making with the punching before too much longer. I might need to... I think a lot of this is going to depend on whether or not my Bear Friend wants to stand up or not. What does Take Root do? His MA is considered to be 0 to our drive ends. So that means presumably if they're going to make a hit, make a blitz, then they would have to go for it. I don't know about just generally making a hit though. Ugh. That's not a good omen for the start of the turn. Okay. Stuffing has been exceptionally well behaved though, so all credit to them. Okay, so I think I might need to just... I think escape back out here and then link up with the rest of the team. Yeah, it's fine. I've got dodge and AG4 while I get devoured by flies. And I've got my plus strength guy to stand in the way and generally be a nuisance. Actually, do I want... Yeah, I want him up here. This one in here. And one behind, for good measure. Okay, this is my non-block otherwise known as a complete liability blitzer. But I've got to take a chance, I suppose. Oh. Gosh. The sound of lost souls. Alright, I'm going to... That wasn't the right plan. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's get our players away from the treatment if it's all possible. And ideally I want to... Oh yeah, ooh, it's kind of tough to mark up the relevant players here. Double going for it's no good. That's a blodge player. I think I need to put full skill displays on because I'm not so used to playing against Wood Elves. Ooh, maybe I should have left a player in place actually. I think that was a mistake. I'm not used to playing against treatment, and I expect death by the case that will be true for a lot of the people you play against. Alright. This could go really badly. Let's go try. Alright, and he's going to do nothing over there at all, so I might as well move him over here if he falls on his ass, as he does. Hopefully it's nothing permanent. It's not! Lovely. Alright, so our laser focus is still on getting to Pain some SPP in this game, because, as you've seen, they just don't do anything useful with that block. At this point for the next edition, I don't know if Kislev are even going to ever exist in any form. I kind of hope they do. The changes to the leap skill are pretty crippling for the team. Now that you take minuses for any touchdown, for the whichever's the worst of the touchdown zones from where you leap from or where you leap to, which was the big thing for leap, was that it ignored tackle zones entirely. Oh, that must have been the tackle, I guess. Yes, it was. KO'd. Lovely. Fail catch. Successed. Catch. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's on a player that's relatively easy to knock over. This is a sidestep player, though, so they are not ever going to be ground surfed. Except under some truly exceptionally weird circumstances. I really need to get it off onto someone more killable. Like, for example, well, under other circumstances, I'd actually be going... I need to probably start identifying my targets. So, Gwynlyn, there's a lot of targets on the Wood Elven team that are extremely hard to knock over, but I think I should be trying to pile on linemen, because they've got AV7, and they haven't got any skills to stop me knocking them over either. So I think that's what I'm going to try and go for next turn, assuming that I can get the ball down, ideally over here somewhere so Topane can grab it and run off with it. I don't know how Reaping Mirror ever goes down except with the use of a wrestle player, and my wrestle player, who I can hopefully spot out, is here. Oh, and they've actually got a shot at the one answer. So, yeah. They're also quite possibly going to level up, which is not great for a minus movement player, but I'll take what I can get at this point. Whether I'll go for wrestle tackle, which is the traditional way of building them, I don't know. Hey Moofeach, how's it going? It's going alright. I've managed to get a couple of early casualties. I've got, well, I say I got hold of the ball. I had that hold of the ball until just now. Get it off. It's been spending a lot of time trying to break the Treeman's back and failing spectacularly. Though did survive the experience, so I think I've learnt my lesson here with Moofeach, which is that don't spend your time hitting incredibly high armor value targets. The piling on is very, very good, I think, for going after low armor value targets. I did get very close in the first turn, though. I think I rolled, like, I needed an 11, I think? Is there armor value? Yeah, the armor value is 10! I think that literally is the highest in the game. So that's fun. Alright, so I'm going to do some work to get the ball away from the War Dancers to start with. Ugh. That's not good. But it was necessary. Alright. So, with the reroll being burnt immediately, let's see. So, 4, 5, 6, that'll be a 1 dice block. Oh, I really don't want to be spending all of my time 1 dice blocking the Treeman, but I've got my bear tied to it, I've got my piling on player tied to it, it's just really bad news. Okay, there we go, that's what we're looking for. Ugh. Okay, well, in good news, I can at least... let's mess around here. Okay, they got sidestep. Where are they going? Cool. Ooh. Ooh hoo 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 hoo. That's extremely nice. And Pain is right in position to go pick it up. Alright, well in that case... there's a lot of very good elf players up here. Guard plus AG, that's crazy. Wait. If I... move in 1 player here and stand up this geezer. This actually doesn't consider to be... The thing is, it's so tempting to go for that because it's not considered to be a blitz. And I'm very notorious, even to myself, at forgetting to do a blitz for the turn at all. So let's get me Loki up and moving. Okay. That's the 1 dice block. No reroll. Ugh. Not great. Not great. Okay. If I go for a block, I've got 3 successful outcomes. If I go for a pickup, I've got 4 successful outcomes. So I probably want to get the ball. Oh no, wait, no, I've got 5 successful outcomes. Well, non-disastrous outcomes. Or the best outcome. I gotta do it! I gotta do it! It's not ever gonna work. Okay, well, Stuffing has behaved himself so far. I have again forgotten to use the Blitz, so that's fun. Oh my gosh! Okay, the treatment is staying down. It's the first time this game they haven't stayed down, but to Pain, not only butterfingers the ball, but also effectively just gives it to the opposing team. Prehensile Tail is ignored because you've got the plus agility. Do your roll of the dice get better with experience or level, or is it just chance? Moofeach, I think what it is that with experience you're probably rolling less dice that could end disastrously for you. So I think that's why it seems like dice are better from more experienced players. I don't know how experienced you are, Moofeach, but like it's because it's hard to see the dice that are not rolled. So you know, as you play more and more, you're kind of like you're just taking less and less risks, and so you know you just don't see all those rice. Those oh, you've never played. Okay, so yeah, So when you start out, you basically everybody's attitude to Blood Bowl is because you can do it, you should do it, and that's what causes people problems. Is that they will do things which aren't strictly necessary, and that's how they end up getting in trouble, because they eventually the dice are going to turn on you. And in this case here, they did so pretty effectively. So their War Dancer is injured. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna... If I want to get my scores in, I'm gonna need this War Dancer to be out of here. So, with that in mind, is there anyone who is very vulnerable to being piling on? Yes, this fella. So let's... Oh boy, stuffing's behaving themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to know exactly how that's all going to play out, because it's not at all obvious. I'm hoping that the eventual sequel to Blood Bowl 2 will be a little bit more forgiving in that kind of respect. That that it will sort of warn you if you're going to do stuff which is maybe unnecessarily risky. Okay, so let's make a 3 dice hit. Oh my gosh, brilliant. Onto this geezer here. They do not have block, so failed to break armor. So this is a more sensible use of piling on, which is I just need to roll high roll on the dice, and with 2 shots at doing so, fail to do so. Well, great. Okay, I'm going to try and maximize my chances of getting a successful foul onto this War Dancer, because they are the best player. 92% effective. Okay, well, I just stunned, and I lost the player. I have got a spare player, so I guess it's not too bad. But the Elves are going to score. Or I'm just going to continue to foul them. At some point, I will actually be trying to acquire a player who is good at fouling specifically for the team, but it probably won't happen. Sorry about that. I don't think either of the players... Yeah, there we go. So it's an early score. It probably wouldn't be called Blood Bowl if it was nice to you all the time. Yes. Certainly, being a British product, it's bloody hell is a commonly uttered thing. Okay. It's all Gucci. Let's get rid of some of these team values. I'm not really using them right now. Okay, so it does mean that the... Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to Pain to pick up the ball and pass it. That will be the objective of this round. I don't think it's very likely anyone's going to score. But no, you can swap places with It's Got a Hold on Me and do the same thing they were trying to do. Oh, okay. I'm not going to get sucked into the same thing which I did last night, which is the tree punching competition. I'm going to go after players who are kind of weak, and therefore be able to actually, do something. I think that's the ploy. Okay. So that's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna have a 2-die wrestle onto Gwenlyn. We're going to have a 2-die block onto Akadorda, and then It's Got a Hold on Me is going to knock over the tree. And Get It Off is going to go try and blitz and hopefully successfully hurt a Wood Elf. Here we go. A free move, huh? I'm probably not really going to use that. I'll just reorganize a little bit, but everything's more or less as I want it already. This is a very useful kickoff result if, for whatever reason, I needed to score really quickly. Actually, I do need to score really quickly. Okay, maybe this is an opportunity I should be taking advantage of. In which case, I'm actually going to move everyone away from the central line. And see if I can shenanigans my way to a score. Why not? It's worth a go. Do I still go for the pass? Let's see. If I... Alright, let's do the stuff that's pretty straightforward first. KO'd. No. I have to re-poly on again. Okay, so it's one of those things. So Polygon lets me re-roll the dice if I'm gonna to see if I injure someone. In this case, it looks like I think you have to keep the second result even if it's worse. So KO is okay. Hey, that's a nice turn of phrase. Ugh. I think that's the third double skulls I've rolled so far. Okay, well, no rerolls for the rest of the half for me, I suppose. Okay. That's a block dodge player, extremely unlikely to hurt them. There's a core of the Wood Open team that's got block and dodge, both skills which I'm not particularly well equipped to do anything about. Alright, well I want my guy up here. Oops, that was a mistake. In scoring range. Got away with it this time though. And I'm going to... I'd like to be able to make the pass, but without from my blitzer to my catcher to get one SVP to make him a little bit closer to leveling, but without a reroll, it's just so unlikely. So, sure hands guy is going to pick it up, move it up the pitch, and next turn I'm going to roll some dice. Alright, Topane will be the roadblock to get in the way. Arcador can get dunked on. And the Rickroll. Mufich, I'm amazed that there's no Rickroll thing in Blood Bowl. I guess, like, in terms of just whether, you know, because there aren't that many dice-related memes, so... yeah, I'm kind of surprised that's not a thing. But it should be a thing. Mufich, I know you don't know the game at all, but if you can think of any context in which you can fit Rickrolling into this game, of this dear old game of Blood Bowl, then I would appreciate it dramatically. It's mine now, Mufich. You're giving across the responsibility of coming up with a new unit of cultural currency to me. Well, I don't know if I'm grateful for this. It seems a poisoned chalice. Oh, so my Polygon guy has at least successfully managed to take someone off the field, even if they didn't use Polygon to do so. Alright, so it's going to be strip ball tackle guy. So two of these dice mean a knockdown, and neither of them do. So it's a reroll, and it's a knockdown. Alright. Break free. Gets crunked. And survives thanks to a apothecary. That will be my first death of the game. Oh, for this team. The bear, we are the stuffings, actually killed 2 people. But yeah, so move feature, one of the biggest features, or one of the most common features, I suppose, of Blood Bowl is just that any action you take, with a few exceptions, but most actions you take can result in your player dying. It's a fairly unlikely outcome, but it's still possible. Anytime, even when you're doing stuff that you think would be exclusively in favor of you, like hitting someone, your dice can go so badly that your person ends up punching themselves to death. Which is pretty embarrassing when it happens, but it's also pretty memorable. And what is entertainment if not then for providing us with memories? Oh boy. Well, yes. Oh, diving tackle. Love it. So this is a skill that very few players have, diving tackle, that lets you put yourself prone, as we saw there, in exchange for giving the other person's dice a -2, as you see along the bottom, -2. So that was pretty great. So to Pain, it looks like you are up on the passing duty, and it's extremely unlikely to work. So let's do everything else first. Bear Friend. That's as good a time as any to go Bonehead, because it's not going to matter. Do we have a wrestle player in residence? We do. Oh, it's because it's trying to get me to go somewhere silly. Okay, so to Pain, we'll need to get out and then throw the ball forward to get it off. Because you can see those are both 2 and 3. Let's work on the assumption, which is always the right assumption, that it's not going to work. And place our pieces accordingly. Okay. Do I want to make a 1 dice block onto the War Dancer? 2 outcomes are good. 2 are neutral. Only 1 is bad. Yeah, screw it. That's fine. Alright, let's roll some bones! That's not actually that bad. It's a little less likely the Wood Elves are going to be able to score from there than they were at the start of the turn, so it was okay. I didn't get to use my piling on guy to piling on someone because they need to actually hit someone first, but right now, if the ball gets to the War Dancer, they can score with it pretty easily, and so can Hesiod. Oh, Hesiod is a 2 going for it. Going for it is the extra spaces you can choose to roll dice to go into. So again, as we've learned, Moofeach, rolling dice is the devil, and must be avoided at all costs. So the Wood Elves find themselves in the position which I found myself in the previous time, which is that you're going to have to roll some dice. Those dice are actually a little bit more likely to succeed for the Elves than they were for me, because the Elves kind of specialise in this kind of stuff, but they're still far from guaranteed. Can you surround on your own turn to block? Well, every unmarked player, that's a player like this one who doesn't have any standing opponents nearby, any unmarked player who's next to the target you're trying to hit will provide an assist. But I'm out of turns in the first half right now. You can see that they're all grayed out now. So that's the first hit. So it looks like it's going to have to be the War Dancer who picks up the ball here, because Cursed is on the ground. Does have sure feet. No, sorry, it has sprint, so can go for it 3 times. So can theoretically get hold of the ball and... oh no, wait, they'd have to move back 1 space to get the ball and then run out, which means they are out of range. It's only down to the Reaping Mirror, the War Dancer, who I fouled before, who's come back to take his revenge in this life, or perhaps the next. Oh! Well, that makes life a lot easier. It has been a game of double skulls, so... Alright, so in this half... Oh boy, all the knocked out Wood Elves came back in, that's not good. The Elves are going to be the ones to receive... to receive the ball. So it's time to put all my most worthless pieces up there. And then everyone else can go hide over here, I suppose. So the plan of trying to get to Pain a little bit closer to doing anything hasn't really panned out this game. I'm really, really hoping they get an MVP, which is the randomly assigned 5 experience points, which will put them up to level 2. But my plans employed so far have not really been working out as far as the get this guy to be less useless, because he's really expensive as well. And team value, the combined costs of all of your players, combined goal costs of all of your players, affects how much, kind of like how the matches play out, because if you've got more than the other person, they get bonuses. So, not great. I think this is an okay formation, though. It's nice to be in the training grounds and not actually care what the results of the game is. It gives a very different flavour to Blood Bowl, because normally if you're playing in a league, you're playing for points, so every single match matters. And even sometimes the amount of touchdowns in a given match matter as well, because you'll have tiebreakers based on them. Wood Elves are notorious for providing plenty of touchdowns because their team is built to score. And in the newer edition, which is coming out at some point, they have had some of that ability to do nonsense taken down a little notch. Wood Elves are considered to be one of the most competitively viable teams, because they've got pretty much everything they need. And they've got some of the best players in the game. So we're going to kick. So we've got a skill on our guy, which means that our kickoffs are much more accurate than they would be normally. So let's kick here. This is practice against a favourite team. So no, this isn't a practice... Well, it kind of is. This is a specific league called the Training Ground. So I didn't qualify to get into play-ins, which is the big thing that everyone's trying to get into. So all the teams which didn't make it through to like the big playoff section of REBBL, which is the Reddit Eternal Blood Bowl League, which is what I'm playing in. Ooh, what a kick! To go to the training grounds to give them some extra games, because over time your teams develop and get experience points and level up. So this is kind of the substitute for the games you would have probably otherwise gotten from getting to the playoffs. Though the playoffs are knockout, so it's actually possible to not qualify for these illustrious playoffs and then end up, presumably, playing more games than you would have otherwise. The playoffs are super, super brutal in REBBL, because you're playing against people from every single different division. So it is very much a poison chalice for one of the low division teams to get through to the playoffs, because they'll end up playing against teams who are designed exclusively to murder them. And oftentimes, they do. Speaking of being murdered, hey, that's not too bad. Alright. So in the training grounds in particular, getting KO'd is not bad at all, because you are protected, because once you've been KO'd... so Moofeach, this is the team I played last season. They didn't do... They did alright, actually. They did alright. It was pretty close to getting through to playoffs, but... Ooh. Damn. So, if they didn't re-roll there, that would have been a great opportunity. As, there we go. doing some passes. So that's what I was trying to do before, is just pass, which gives you 1 SVP. So this, you can see, Desperate Raven is close to leveling up. So move feature, I played these guys last season, which was their first season, but people play teams over multiple different seasons over the course of REBBL. Okay, he's alright. I don't have my Apothecary anymore, so anytime I see that animation play, which indicates the armor has been broken, which you can see down here, so they needed to roll a 10, they rolled a 9 with Mighty Blow, that became a 10. Excuse the banging noises, that's my nephew, who's filled with existential angst about something or other. But at this point, if any of my guys get injured, I just have to live with it, or in this case, die with it. So 1 KO, I think? Yeah, 1 KO, 2 stuns. It's been a pretty solid turn for the Wood Elven team, because they're a team that does not specialize in trying to murder people. My team's somewhere in the middle, where it has some skills for murdering and some skills for doing shenanigans, like leaping all over the place. We have to actually use Leap this game. I have to use it so you can see it happening move each. This is a team built around the particular skill of Leap, which lets you go boing and jump from 1 square to a square up to 2 spaces away. It's not the most reliable of skills, much like nearly anything in Blood Bowl. Oh wait, it's my turn. Sorry, I've been talking so much I forgot to take a turn. Okay, so let's get this boyo up to stand in the way of the treatment and try and give them more ways to get in trouble. We're going to use our piling on, because of course. So let's do that now. I'm going to reroll that, because we're not planning on really doing too much else this turn. That's armor broken. Oh, and an injury as well. Lovely. Fractured arm, missed next game. Nice, we didn't even have to use the piling arm. I think what we will do is we'll base up the players, which means to put someone next to them. Because our guy's got that diving tackle skill, which makes it harder for other people to get away from them. That's really good. Eventually, this guy will level up again, and he'll get Mighty Blows, and those 2 skills combo together. Hey, Drunk Mystic, how's it going? I'm just at the end of Training Grounds, and Mystic, I can't remember, were you in Training Grounds as well? So, Mufich, Drunk Mystic is a player that I played in the 5M division with. And I believe you played Necromantic? Sorry, my memory's not the best. It's been a long day. We're going to send a couple of folks up here. But yeah, Drunk Mystic, how's it been going? I hope it's been going well. And we're going to... I'll try and cause some shenanigans over there. Drunk Mystic League still running? Oh wait. You missed out on the end of it due to your Super PC. Wait, Mystic was... I'm trying to remember. I misremember which league I knew you from. Are you from REBBL or was it from something else? Yeah, well, what PC issues did you have? That's... I personally find very little more infuriating than a PC that doesn't work properly. I hope it's working better now, at least. Okay, so it's going alright. So I've had 1 player taken out, they've had 1 player taken out. Oh, motherboard failed on your PC. Oh man, that sucks. Oh yeah, the Necromantic team. So were you playing in Training Grounds as well then? That's a shame to miss out on that stuff. I hope the admins were at least understanding about your reasons for not being able to play. Okay, so it looks like the Wood Elves are going to try and centralize the ball. My sense is going to stand up next turn, or at least I hope so. Oh, they're going to try and go for a 3-dice block. Oof. Well, that's going to be a short trip to the ground. Okay, well, at least they were only stunned, so I think that's okay. The shoe's on the other foot now. The treatment is getting to constantly clobber my guys. And it looks like the Elves might be going for... Yeah, it was REBBL 5M. Okay. Yes, Harry the Passing Zombie. So, Mufeach, one of the things that's really nice about playing in a long-term league like the REBBL is that you get to develop a reputation. And Drunk Mystic certainly managed to do that by using a player that has no business passing to make several successful passes. Ooh, that's unfortunate to Pain. Clobber Ellard. So I think the Elves are going to end up roughly around, probably around their tree, which I'm okay with. Oh man, missed it. You were supposed to start the training grounds and your PC died. Oh, that sucks. I wonder if the Elves might actually just try and move the ball up to the other end of the pitch right now. Because again, the actual result of the game isn't terrifically important as much as what amount of SVP you get from it. So let's see. I mean, they've got an Agility 5 passer, so they definitely can pass. I'm going to hand off to the catcher. Okay. I'm not, like, massively invested in trying to keep Burner from scoring, though I am invested in trying to make sure they do score. I don't want them stalling out, as much as I don't think that's really on the agenda for them, but you never know. Rolling for the Harry works for Drunk Mystic? What do you mean, Ufeach? I feel like I'm missing something there. Oh, going for it fails. It's a very sad sounding moan. Some of the Blood Bowl voice acting is a little bit interesting. Diving tackle, why not? Okay, I've got to take a shot at maiming the War Dancer, even if it's very unlikely to work. Because if I do get it, I can pretty... If I don't... It's a heck of a lot more likely I could get removal on that player. Go long? I don't have the ball, Ufeach. I can't go long. Oh, it was Brittle Barry. Oh, yes. Not Harry, but Brittle Barry. There we go. An easy mistake to make. They both have Aries in them. Gosh, I love the jump up animation. Alright, well, let's put some pressure down to score. Do I think I've got to go after the lineman. It's just... As much... I'd have to roll a 6 on 2 dice. I've got to reroll, though. Have got armor value 7. Ah, screw it. I got it. Definitely following. Piling on. Okay. It somewhat worked. I really should have got my bear out before doing all that. Good job there, friend. And this fellow as well. Lovely, lovely. Let's send our Klings back down there. And break free as well. We're not really wanting... We're not marking up the catcher because we don't actually want them to not score. It's more just to make sure they do score. And then we can get the ball back and start doing some more silly nonsense. Okay, well at least the War Dancer's out of commission for the time being. I looked up what the odds were between having Mighty Blow and Piling On. And Piling On is straight better as long as you're willing to use it constantly. And can accept the whole being on the ground part. Which against this enemy team is not so bad because they Wood Elves are not really known for their fouling. Or at least they don't tend to build a dirty player who gets a +1 to it. Who is a order of magnitude more effective at fouling than a regular player would be. Because you can almost guarantee to break armor on a foul by just having enough people there. Whereas that's not the case with regular blocks. That's all down to standard dice. Alright. It was maybe a little bit ambitious to put break free over there. I'm really hoping that the other catcher, Klings, is going to level up and get a doubles. Otherwise, I don't even know what I want for them. Maybe maybe it's sidestep. I've already got, 3 diving tackle on the team, so interesting. Trying to get one of my guys away. It does allow for a 2 dice block on them, I suppose. Poor old pain. See, if you had block, you'd be fine. But instead, you just have an injury. Well, shucks. Maybe they'll get MVP now because they won't get to do anything with that MVP, and thus upping the irony factor, which is of course the deciding factor as to what happens in any given game. Oh look, there was a little Raven buddy hanging out in the end zone. All right, so back into things, and let's see. Yeah, so Drunk Mystic, what do you think of my modified skill icons? So we've got... I tried to keep the original art intact while also adding on a little subtitle for each one. And I think I mostly managed to succeed. Okay. Whew. It's a bummer to not have to paint part of things anymore, but I guess it could be a lot worse. So at this point, with that player out of commission, I need to find a new player. I'm going to try and put some star player points onto, and it's probably going to be the lineman. Or maybe the catchers. This one has 1. This one has 2. This means we have a winner. This will be the ball carrier. Drunk Mystic, you've got a new team ready for next season. What's your new team going to be, Drunk Mystic? I know your necromantic team were not having a great time at things. Alright. Blitz has got a bits. Stunned? I think we can do better. Huzzah! Gosh, I cannot wait. Oh, that's right, yes, your zombies kept getting MVPs. I shouldn't laugh, but it was pretty funny. Oh, you've got Chaos Dwarves ready. Okay. I can tell you are not messing around anymore. Alright. Let's pick up the ball. And let's make a pass with it, because we can. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's offer up a tasty dish and see if the Wood Elves want to chow down. Alright, the Tree Man will not be joining us for this round. Though they didn't take root. So, because the Tree Man's movement is so low, they have to roll a 4+2 stand up, which is some of the reason why I've been trying to go out of my way so much to knock them over, is because a lot of the time that just means they're out for a good portion of the game. As well as having to roll take roots at the same time. I do not know what's going on in the other rooms, but I assume it's something Blood Bowl related. Alright, it's Wrestle Player. Okay. Oof. Okay, it's not too bad. That's more or less one of the... I mean, the ball could have gone here or here, which wouldn't be great. Here would have been fine, and any of these other players would have probably failed to pick it up and then thrown it out for the Elves to grab, so that went alright. Yeah, that's a good question, Moofeach, whether Drunk Mystic has tested out the Chaos Dwarves, or in fact, Drunk Mystic, maybe if you've played Chaos Dwarves before. Who are worth knowing. Chaos Dwarves, Moofeach, are a really, really good team, but they don't tend to make it to the higher tiers of play because I think they start off with a whole bunch of really good skills. Ooh. Well, looks like meat spec on the menu. Sadly, not an injury cause. Rolled a 12 on the armor and then only a 4 on injury. Well, shucks. Okay, so... need to be able to clear this player off with the ball. Who's capable of pulling it off? It's going to be... oh, this is a guard piece. Okay. Okay, so in which case... the clonkering. Successfully clonked. Lovely, lovely. And then give him the old 1-2. Oh my gosh! It's the 4th double skulls of the match! Hurrah! Well, that's a lot better. Oh, hey, Kellegum, how's it going? I've been elfed. It's bad for my elf. Okay, we're gonna pick the ball up with oh my gosh. So, Caldigum Drug Mystic Mufeach, you have witnessed two 1 in 36s in one game. I rolled a double skulls and failed a AG4 dodge in one turn. It's a thing. Oh, I thought that would be better because of having sure hands on this guy for the pickup, so it kind of worked out the same. But it's just like a yeah, the ball doesn't. It's not anywhere near as bad as it could be. The treeman is out of commission for the time being. I think there's a pretty good chance I at least get to score with one of the linemen. It's going to be one of these two linemen. Oh, cool, Mystic. Do you know what is the path here for REBBL? So I know there's like the playoffs right now starting up, which is the Challenger Cup and the Super Bowl, and there's also a huge demand for coverage. So once I've got some professional work which I need to be focusing on for the time being, so I'm going to have to kind of catch up with that, the REBBL stuff a little bit later. Ooh, that's not bad. Okay. Still not bad. Man. Oh, Caligan, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so it's going to be a successful pickup. That was weird. I mean, an agility 5 elf, there's very... I was going to say there's very little that they can't do. Apparently, passing without a reroll is a little bit beyond them. But, alright. And another blodge player. Well, sign-ups start just before the Super Bowl. Oh, thank you, Drunk Mystic. That's really helpful. So I'm definitely going to be continuing these guys on. I'm having a lot of fun with the Kislev team. I don't know why more people don't play them. Like, I mean, I'm not sure they're a great team by any means, but they are pretty fun to play as. And I'm not, 100% coherent today because I'm quite tired. But I've been enjoying playing as them just because they've got strategic options that no other team has, even if I haven't really taken advantage of those strategic options in this game. I have been remembering mostly Calligum in particular to make my blizzards. Not all the time, but some of the time. Okay, that's... A strong miss that you've got Woodies in the Orca Color League, but late starting again due to PC. Oh, are you still able to play, or are you kind of... Did you miss out on anything because of that? Because of the PC problems? Alright. Well... Let's get this guy up. Let's move the bear to be somewhere relevant, which is going to be a little bit tricky to pull off, actually. There you go. Very marginally closer to someone that matters. Alright, let's try and murder a wood elf again. No. Also no. Well, I got pretty lucky last time. Okay, and let's test my luck against Hassurd. Hey, this time we got a 6. Nice. Alright, well that was a fairly uneventful turn. You missed the first round but you can play due to dropouts. Oh, that's pretty cool. I know people are super into the Orca-Cola stuff. Yeah, Caligum, I did get some of the icons working thanks to help from... I keep forgetting who it is. Thanks to help from Popsicle. Popsicle actually managed to find the answer. They really went out of their way to do so as well. So, if you ever come across Popsicle, do be assured that they are pretty great. So, Caldegon to Pain has now got a miss next game and not any SVP as well. So that's a thing. All right. Well, I guess Flesh is. I really just don't want them to level up. Yeah, Pain's just not been having the best of times. Though the new Parleon guy, get it off, is doing alright. I think they've managed to get a few KOs and 1 injury so far. The Parleon has worked pretty well. I haven't been keeping track. Actually, I'll do that from here on out, I suppose. I haven't been keeping track of whether or not they would have gotten an injury had they had Mighty Blow. But I should be. So all the remaining players have all got Blodge or Wrestle and Blodge. Alright, Mystic, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I think this game is pretty much done with a fairly uneventful end to it. So it's all good, and hopefully we'll cross paths again down the line, Mystic. I hope so. Okay. Oops. So we're going to pile on some basic linemen this time round, and then we're going to run our Blitzer for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and get a hit onto one of their players as well. If and when my my Parleon player gets he gets Mighty Blow, they're going to be tremendous. Alright, let's move the bull up as much as possible. Because we're going to try and score. Alright. Did not take long. Yeah, so it's not been because of piling on, but Get It Off has now injured one person and killed another. So I'd say that's a pretty good record so far. Okay. All right, we'll take the push. Okay, and we'll go for it. Hopefully not dying. And bring up the body to help these are the linemen who are going to provide what I might laughably call scoring threats. And then the buddy system, as well as wrestle. Gosh, Flesh would be a really good player if they didn't have minus movement. I wouldn't take minus agility, certainly, because that means they effectively just don't have leap anymore. I mean, wrestle has been tremendously useful. At some point, I really hope I can get enough experienced linemen to be able to fire Flesh and get other ones in. I mean, at the moment, I'm quite lucky with these two linemen here. They've both got SVPs, so if they get MVPs, certainly in the case of behind, they'll level up. And oh wait, no, they both level up. So I've got 3 targets. I'm pretty happy if they get MVP, which is that 5 bonus experience points, randomly assigned. And I guess I'll move up Klings. So Klings wouldn't, if all else fails, Klings is going to score, because then they are within they'll be within MVP range of leveling up. So then it will be 4 different players who could level up off the MVP. So that's pretty decent odds. There are a fair amount of players. I mean, Get It Off getting MVP, I'm totally fine with as well. The Bear getting MVP, I'm good with. There are a few players I'd rather it didn't go on to. For example, It's Got a Hole in Me who doesn't need it. And the other... Yeah, in fact, I think most people I'm okay with the MVP landing on. So that's quite a good position to be in. There's a lot of times when that MVP is just going to not do anything for you at all. I have put my star player into murder position though. Oh, I've missed a 5+2+ for a 2 die on the ball. Oh, interesting. I think it's probably best not to say that Caldigum, just because that's going to affect my play in the future. Because if I realise, oh, there was a long range play which I didn't notice, then I'm going to be looking more for long range plays in the future. Phew! It's Got a Hold of Me only got KO'd. I'm always erring on the side of caution, Calligum. Always on the side of caution. I mean, there are more turns for Burner, so... I mean, I am going to... Oh, nice, they've taken root. Excellent. And also roll double skulls. Okay, what I'm looking to do is to move the ball up and then pass it to... I love that the chat is literally... in exactly the wrong place. They wanted a send-off. Oh, I see. I've never seen someone try and foul for the purposes of getting sent off before. That's kind of interesting. Alright, so let's hand off over here. Well, actually, that was a mistake. I should have... Paused? No, actually, I don't think it makes a difference. I think having a slight angle is quite useful. Because it's so hard to see past a lot of the players. I think this is the only good block I get. Okay, I might as well run the bear up. Or not. Okay, well, let's try and put someone in place for when this pass doesn't work. And this player can also use the SVP. Hey, nice job, guys. Nice job. Alright. There's really nothing left for me to do, but score. Cool! That's one more lineman who's somewhat closer to being a relevant force in the game. The Kislev linemen are particularly notable for, I mean, much like the Blitzers, of being able to not contribute a huge amount. Okay. A dead elf away from a level up. Yes, well, we'll see what we can provide. So far, the dead elf supply has been pretty good. So, I'm going to put my kick guy on the outside. And I'm not devastated if they do a one-ton touchdown. What's the strength we'll get in normal? Probably dodge. As much as I'd like to get something wonky like guard, I think dodge is a preservation method for them. Doubles isn't really a relevant thing, though. If they got plus agility, would I get on them just because? Maybe. If we were in the realm of Blood Bowl 2020, you could get... I'd love to get plus armor on a lot of players, especially like a star player blitzer like this. But I don't think that's possible. If I got plus armor on him now, I would be pretty tempted. AV9 would be a huge banner. I thought it was good, but I've considered strip ball. It is definitely an option. I think the thing is that all of the Kislev linemen are set up to be wrestle, tackle, strip ball guys. Whereas the blitzer has a little bit more incentive to stay on their feet with the diving tackle, though jump up provides them incentive to be on the back. So I think actually if Topane got wrestle, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I think the problem is that once you've wrestled someone, your blitzers and your linemen aren't really that different when you're both on the floor. Like, it's a difference of one movement, and then the cost of the player is astronomically different. And in a team that's really suffering for block generally, I'm so curious what a... Yeah, I think Wrestle to Pain could be interesting if he ever levels up. But I just think you could get almost exactly the same player off of the lineman, and that's a sobering thought for that kind of whole concept of the Wrestle Blitzer. But, I mean, who knows, honestly? Sage, I suppose? I think Sage is... and the very few Rebel coaches that play Kislev. But my kind of mind has been a little bit elsewhere recently, so I haven't been thinking about the Kislev team as much as maybe I should have. I should really get back into playing my other Kislev team on the regular ladder, because I think just by sheer volume of play... oh, nice. Not a perfect kick, but better than it was before. Oh dear. Oh, phew. What a relief. I think Must Break Free of it actually got... Was that Must Break Free who got apothecaried? If they had died again... Oh boy. I'm so glad that the Throw a Rock event is being deleted from the game in the 2020. It's so dumb. That's one of my favourite changes from the new edition, is just having some of the really extreme stuff reined in, I think, is bliss. Oh, we're not going to see a one-ton touchdown. Did I accidentally make a one-ton touchdown defense? Or is it just not practical with the amount of fouls left? There we go. Whoa! Wait, do they have diamond catch as well, or is it just regular catch? It's just regular catch. Okay. And stuffing even survives the experience. Oh, wonderful. Alright, here's our target. Gwynlyn the Punchable. Wait, an even better target. Dawnkeeper the extra punchable. Okay. I mean, my turn's basically just going to be piling on. That's it. Yeah, none of these guys are going to jump up or anything crazy. Alright, I'm actually quite happy. I mean, as much as I think that piling on would have done more for me. Sorry, Mighty Blow would have done more for me up until this point. Let's see if we can get another injury before we're done. Stunned! Not good enough! Doink! Okay, apparently it's good enough. We rolled exactly the same dice again. I just like carrying another way to do that. That's kind of fun. Okay, well, there's nothing left to do, so let's get out of here. Well, that seems nice. I've not come across them before, but they seem like a chill person. Alright, so it's been a series of crushing defeats for the Dashing Haberdashery in the training grounds, but fortunately, it doesn't overly matter. Alright, MVP. Rolled a 1. Ugh. Nice. That is a lineman who's leveled up. Brilliant. Alright, and theirs was the... that's a really nice lineman. Let's validate the match. And then we can get out of here. And do some level ups. And see if we got any shenanigans coming our way. Though it's less exciting to level up the blitzers because they have no meaningful rolls most of the time. Is the game broken? Yeah, that MVP was nice. Are we going to have to restart the game? Okay, good. Apologies also for the children, but hey, what can you do? Right, let's see if we get any interesting level ups here. No, it's the same. Dirty Player's a little bit... I mean, I really want... Oh, Dirty Player needs to be modified a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to go do that now. Gosh, but yes. So this, what I've been kind of going for is trying to get the name onto it. Yeah, I got a little carried away with Dirty Players, it looks like. Tackle looks great, though. I mean, it's a little bit big, but I think that actually fits. I genuinely think that the Blood Bowl icons actually are totally fine with certainly some of the shorter name skills just being written on them. And they're still readable from a distance, so it's kind of weird that wasn't how it was done. So yeah, I mean, I could get Strip Ball, but I think I've just got to protect my investment at this point. I think Dodge just so much for that. I mean, the temptation is always, of course, to get Guard for a Strength 4 piece, and it would be useful, but we'll come back to them in a second. Alright, so this is almost certainly going to be a Wrestle player because we've got our kick already, and this is great. Okay, cool. the general access is going to give me most of the stuff I want. I don't know which one of my nieces and nephews it is who's practicing their evil laugh outside, but they're doing a good job. Yeah, I think Dodge Guard, I think is, yeah, totally legitimate. He's by being strength 4, he's effectively another big guy. He's just a big guy who's got a tremendous amount more flexibility. I don't think I will be necessarily be dodging with him, but it will just be for the purposes of not getting murked, because he's gonna being a S plus strength player, like he's already effectively kind of, you know, star player level, and he's just got the ridiculous amount of options the player has is just insane, and I think he just wouldn't last without dodge, and I want him to stick around for a long time, ideally forever. And dodge is the only real option I have to make that happen. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today. With that, the end of the training grounds has arrived. The team, a little bit better off than it came into it. I'm very happy, I think, with the piling on. I think it's very marginal, the difference between the two. Mighty Blow and Piling On in terms of like how effective they are at murdering people. I think it's like 5% in favor of piling on if you're willing to pile on constantly. But you'd have the same problem if you had Mighty Blow as well, that you have to constantly try and get the Mighty Blow player hitting stuff. Having another Wrestle Lineman is great. Hopefully I can end up with like a whole, you know, setup of Wrestle Lineman, and just having a mass wrestle, mass block is already making the team a hell of a lot better. But for now, I've got a meeting to get to, so I'll bid you all good night, and I hope you have wonderful games of Blood Bowl again in the future.